Listening to Big Judah.
Because I've been telling people, and some people don't want to believe it. I'm gonna let Esau show you himself.
Big Judah.
Okay? Because Esau tells you himself.
Big Judah and Rap the News are like two of my go-to guys, and they both have very different opinions, but the overall understanding is the same. So it's just like a lot of the different camps. When I first started off in this truth, I got down with the most radical camp. Them Sakari dudes. Then I started messing with HOI really heavy and Adam of God. And then all of a sudden they started linking up. I was like, oh, we're gonna let you do that. He's talking about some heavy stuff right now.
Pipeline bay is open. Deployment ready. Maneuvering on mission deployment path.
Are true. You just cannot let a liar teach them to you. You cannot let a liar.
That's what's been happening, man. I grew up in the church. I always remember my pastor telling me that we were Gentiles. Those people over there was the chosen people. I remember that vividly. I think that's why I got this word so easy. But also I realized that I done went through a lot of different stages. I done so much research. I done so much research. Me and my ox have done so much research. It's not respected like the scholarship dudes who are getting paid these millions of dollars, but our information is more solid. I done went to these churches just to see, because I didn't have confidence in it at first. I was like, man, hold on. And then, you know, I got so deep in it, and
I was blessed with this book right here, and it was like, it just fit perfectly with the video I'm going to make in the near future. But I think that it's got so much information.
I don't need any extra validation. It's the truth. I just push it every day because we fishing for souls. That's what people don't realize. That's what they don't realize. Bro, we living our best life. We just got strength. So when them times get hard and y'all had them mental breakdowns and shit, we solid with it. So we understand what it's about, man.
So I'm over here in the stands reading and taking notes.
This shit goes beyond friends and family. That's really true. You gotta save your own soul at the end of the day. And you know, you're gonna know what you put into. I've never been a type of nigga that you just gonna tell me something. No, never been that way. You know, I've been a quiet radical, not even realizing it, but I always was like, I always got my own opinion. I'm always my own person. That's why it wasn't hard for me to join no gang or no shit. But I wasn't dumb enough not to have access to no weapons. But I just knew shit at an early age. Like, you know, you're gonna get it on your own. And there's a lot of shit that happened that I didn't even sit back and question. But yeah, it's a blessing to be in this truth. Yeah, because the world's going crazy. I'm watching it all. The world is going crazy. I ain't worried about how people feel. People worry about their feelings when the people who are actually driving this shit, driving the world to this brink of craziness, they all believe the same shit, just a little bit different. And you don't gotta believe it because you're paying taxes to these people. I'm telling them all the time, like, man, we got it all covered. You know, you can't name anything that's important to talk about without mentioning them. Without mentioning them and how their hands are in everything. You want to talk about money? Talk about the 12 Federal Reserve Banks. Talk about the Rothschilds. You know, we done did the history. Went through Egypt, Assyria, Babylon, Cyrus, Medes, the Greeks, the Romans, into the new Babylon, the new Egypt. And right now they're trying to exit out these boys on YouTube because they know this shit's getting too serious. If it wasn't true, let the lie stand. It ain't like we out here killing anybody. You know, that's why you know it's the truth. There's such a collective effort to shut it down. He's talking about the hidden books. Yeah, man, I listen to elite people, and I do it in my own way. So you know, I be hermit style, but I ain't shit. I'm cool. I work from home, play my game, do my shit, get to the gym when I can. Got a lot of other shit going on.
That's how they explain it away.
You know, we still pushing. We ain't sitting here having no sob party. The worst shit could happen to us, but we still got that strength. We got that light. We ain't got to show off every 5 minutes to try to let people know we feeling good. Shit. We got a feeling that a lot of y'all will never feel, or else y'all will hide it in. And y'all only bring it out when some shit happens where y'all realize, the collective of us realize that whatever happened, like some Trayvon Martin shit, some bullshit. But you see, I just found out today that dude who killed them dudes, all them folks in South Carolina, that Dylan Roofcat, man, after he killed all them people, they took his ass to like McDonald's or some shit. I was like, wow. Wow.
But you can read all the other ones, but the stuff that you saw, they're going to try to hide.
He's right there. Oh shit.
It's Bible 8, this is what it just said. It says the importance of the study of the Apocrypha is obvious. When we
Still ain't never won, but we're gonna keep on rocking. Shit, you two's gonna cut this shit off.
Between the writings of the Old and New Testaments.
These algorithms, we gotta find different ways to get the word out. Now we gotta do it through the game. I was just thinking like, oh yeah, we gotta do it like this now because they about to start knocking us off. And people are rising up everywhere. I just went to a church today, right down the street. Believe it or not, I'll be always like, I just randomly, when I get bored, I just go out and pop up at a church real quick. I don't even be trying to start nothing. I just like to hear what people say. If you want to know why I'm there, I know how to, you know, in a sly way without you really getting what's going on. But it was funny though, when I went into this Gentile church today. These folks see me in there, and I went down and sat down like I was a black Dylan Roof, but you know we ain't with no crazy intentions like them. I was just sitting back chilling. They was double taking. I'm like, hey, we in the house of Jesus, and I'm just smiling, just like, you know, there's one woman in front of me, and the pastor's talking. And he tells us to get into groups. Boy, that girl in front of me turned red because I was the closest one to her. We got to talking, and I just threw her a little bone. It was a little small talk, and I was like, I'll come back one day and just talk to the pastor, you know. But I put her on Dana Stevens real quick.
That's just your opinion.
You know.
So they don't know. Okay. So,
Judah broke down this book of Maccabees. That was real serious. About how a lot of our own people took a hold to the heathens and basically sold their soul. And these repetitive curses from Deuteronomy explain why these things are still happening. You know. And even when we gather together, that's not to say these things won't still happen, but the most important thing is we got more order in where we're going and what we're doing. Everything else will take care of itself. That's why I know, I'm like, man, our problems really is just economic, but at the same time, the best thing we can do is gather amongst ourselves. Let's watch this thing about that dude that got killed in Houston, or in Texas. I think it was like Fort Worth. Yeah, he's gonna get into this book of Maccabees.
The first book of the Maccabees.
This book of Maccabees is serious.
Lancer 1-2 above mission area. Go, go, go!
Yeah, man, Judah's real, man. Judah's good. But, you know, Rap the News is elite. Rap the News is elite. If you understand Rap the News, then you really understand the whole gist of it all. You know, and it's crazy because I know Big Judah listens to Rap the News, and he's changed the way that he says certain things. You wouldn't catch that if you didn't watch both of them heavy. I done seen Rap the News tear everybody apart. Everybody. And I respect his grind. I don't care how vulgar it sounds. Like, you gotta realize these people change the word of God. Like, man, come on.
Now I'm gonna show you because we know
serious?
This happened right here.
That's deeper than, you know, and somebody doing some shit like that to your kid.
That's a lie. Okay. But when the
dude in the church was talking about the Greek. They love going back to the Greek. When you understand the history, you know why they go back to the Greek. Because if they go back further, then they're going to have to peel back them layers of what we're talking about. You know, it took me a minute to realize how far back in history I could go. I was like, where am I at? You know, I was like, man, real talk, we can go far back. It's really amazing. Like, a lot of young brothers out here is scholarship, and they don't get the, you know, they don't get the accolades because of the world that we're in, but real talk, we got scholarship brothers out here that dropping jewels that these dudes paid $50,000 to $100,000 to go to a seminary school to learn a bunch of faulty lies that we just be destroying. You know?
We'll start at 10 right here.
And it's righteous. People be thinking we boating, like, man, you better consider the world that we're in right now and what's going on with our people. You can join them people and throw that pity party, and when you know clearly all these things you see out here ain't no coincidence.
And those days went out of Israel wicked men who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow.
Still doing it today.
So this device pleased them well. Then certain of the
drop inbound.
You gotta be circumspect when dealing with the heathen. We got no choice but to deal with them in the society. So trying to be all rah-rah with these demons ain't gonna be the way. You know, it says be circumspect and know what's going on. Try to fish for these souls.
In order to have a much better life here.
People ask too many dumb questions when they don't even understand. God told you to do two things. You know, fear the Lord and follow His commandments. And what you'll notice, or what I've noticed, is a lot of these heathens will do is they'll push that love, like that's more important than the fear of the Lord, and that's where they go in error. Because they'll just roll that into, well, that love is so important because Jesus loved us. Uh-oh.
Whereupon they built a place of exercise in Jerusalem,
you know,
according to the customs.
That's how they, and the wordplay is crazy.
This is the most important part right here, 15.
A couple of my ox, I done seen them develop when I first kind of let them, you know, let them in on what it was. Because, you know, it ain't my word, it's our shit, you know, but, you know, how deep you want to go with it. But I seen their development, like, man, I could see, and they done told me stuff, and that's how it works.
The other video that I'm going to leave in the description box will go into this much more in depth.
You mess around and win this one.
I made it over a year ago. It goes into this quite a bit. I'm not going to
Fast magazine on the 50 cal. Oh, I got to get ready to get out of here.
The Israelites decided to forsake their covenant with the Most High and made themselves uncircumcised. Now, did they physically do that? No. Spiritually, they became heathens by leaving the Most High, leaving His ways, okay, and then following the way of the heathen.
There we go.
So they took on Greek customs, the Greek language,
Hellenization.
And Greece had gone all over the place, taking over all these different.
Yeah, man, Alexander the Great. That's what led me, man. I'm telling you, I didn't realize that. I don't know. I must not have been paying attention in school. Alexander the Great was a Macedonian that was running shit. He basically took over all kind of shit, and he was only like 32 years old. And that's why after, when Alexander the Great died, that's when all these different nations, these Edomite nations started popping up, man.
People that are all coming to celebrate a Israelite holy day. There are Israelites who have been spread out all over the place, who have lost their heritage, who are speaking different languages, who could not communicate all with each other. So that's when the Holy Spirit came and made it so it was possible for these people to be able to communicate. But the heathen make it sound like it's just all these different people, all these different nations, all just coming together, which is not what it was. Right?
Never what it was.
Now, later
Never
on,
what it was. Everybody want to push that unity. How you gonna push unity when we out here getting splashed?
Chapter 1.
Come on. Oh, get out of the boat!
This shows you why they don't speak the same languages anymore. Why they don't follow the same religion.
That one is over with.
And they were dressing differently.
He was waiting for me too.
Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom
I
that
think he was a
all
Greek dude.
should be one people, and everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion, and sacrificed unto idols, and profaned the Sabbath. For the king had sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah, that they should follow the strange laws of the land. And they forbid burnt offerings and sacrifices, and drink
Man, our laws
offerings
were
in the
serious. One thing I started to realize when I was reading all these different books, I started saying, dang, everything these people do, our people do, we pay homage to God. Like everything, every little thing. There was so many little things that I just literally thought in my head, like, really? And that's how it really was with our people. And it makes so much sense now, because now we're so far removed. We'd be like, what? Huh? I bet you our ancestors, our real ancestors, be looking at us like, damn, they really did a number on y'all niggas.
See, this is why they're hiding all this information.
Got us saying niggas.
But we don't want you to really read it, because you realize that the Greeks were the ones who took away
damn Greeks.
Pretty much your whole way of life.
You know, we don't idolize nothing Greek, nothing Roman, all that stuff, man. They took all of our shit. The most important thing was they took our books. Why they say, if you want to hide something from a nigga, what do? Put it in a book. That shit is real. The most important book is our book. How crazy is that? And if you understand it, you can use it like in different ways. You got wicked ass people using it. You got people like us that just want to be like, look, this is just what it is. Take it how you want to take it. You know? People like us that have a better understanding, we don't really be questioning the Most High's motives and why He does that, because we've already done that, and we've already been proven wrong so many times. Like, you know, that needs to happen with y'all. Because some of y'all just think, oh, that just easily let somebody listen. No, nigga, you know. You can't say all this shit, all these different links outside the scriptures ain't proving what's going on. Come on, man. You can't deny we're unique-ass people that have a history of slavery. And that's what Hebrews, Israelites are synonymous for. Even if you don't believe the scriptures, everybody else believes and knows that premise, that narrative. Come on. We got the power. Y'all have been taking the power, and that's what's going on. Y'all been abusing us, boy. That's why I go into these churches and smile, because I'll be like, y'all motherfuckers don't know shit. And they can see it on my face too, and I don't even be trying to tell them, because when you got the power, bro, you can just sit with it and just be cool with it. You know? Do what I want to do. I don't gotta explain why I'm in here.
Go to school. You can't speak your languages. You can't, practice the things that you
better be happy I ain't no wicked ass nigga asking for the collection plate. I just told you I like listening to what people are saying. That's what happens when you love this word and you bind it to your heart, because you just be like, that's just confirmation that this woman I talked to, she was like, she literally was telling me, and I was just acting real dumb, like I didn't know nothing, asking what the theology is of their church, what they believed, and I got a chance to talk to her for a minute. She had like 4 or 5 kids, or Edomite, whatever. I was like, alright, that's cool, you know, like, and she was telling me, like, then she really, like, she was real polite with what she was saying at first, and then she said something that, like, you could tell she was just programmed to try to make me listen and believe. She said, because you know, we all can't do anything but go through Jesus. You know that, right? She stuttered when she said it at first and looked at me, and then she, like, regained her confidence because she thought I was like, alright, this nigga don't know nothing. That shit is funny, but it's the truth. I swear, it is the truth. And we left on a good note, because I didn't really get a chance to say nothing, and that's alright. Because I wasn't trying to press it, I just really came in there to hear. You know? If it so happens, through the spirit that we have a conversation, it is what it is. Yeah. Because you gotta realize, for everybody that got a problem with these dudes on the corner, you should have a double-ish problem with every church you see. Because every church you see, if they ain't preaching one doctrine of God only, any church that you see with Jesus as the Savior, oh, they're in there everywhere. Everywhere. You can go to one every single day.
A lot of books that they kept out.
Every single day.
That were written. I mean, hello, supposedly we have
YouTube's gonna cut this feed.
Right? How come we only have Matthew, Mark,
they've been doing my Madden.
We only have 4 of the apostles, 1/3. Where are the other 8? We had other people who were going out and doing the
I'm
work
telling you, all that getting, get knowledge. That's what them books say.
I said, so they were just keeping all this information hidden.
People be caught up in religion. That's their problem. You gotta realize, if you don't want to admit the fact that what we're dealing with is not religion, you're gonna be lost in the sauce. Because you can call it what you want. We can play that game. But we know what religion is about. Religion's about theology. You can't find no theology in what we're talking about because we're showing you identifying factors. All these other people, everybody else, all these theologians, I didn't understand what theology was. Theology is what they fill in for what they can't explain. That's what theology really is. And it's like, oh, we know that. We know that. Hey. And I think like all these Catholic churches that you see out here, because the Romans had when the Romans knocked down our second temple, and they started to just they beat Carthage out in North Africa, and then they basically took over Spain and took over everywhere, and that whole Iberian Peninsula area. Oh yeah, shit got bad. Because all those other nations basically went underneath that Roman crown. That's why we were up in Spain. That's why they knew who we were. It was like, oh yeah, we found you niggas after we ran you out of Jerusalem. Lift y'all up. I'm telling you, man, there's so much. There's so much we can have our own schools. We should. That's why you know it's real.
No, there's no names, there's nobody there. It's just the unanimous opinion of critics.
Unanimous opinion.
Gentiles.
And to be honest with you, a lot of these brothers that speaking the word are really being like genuine with it. And you know, people's feelings get caught up, but they're being genuine with what's going on. Because to be honest with you, some of these prophets and some of these hidden books are real scary. They're real nasty. I'm just saying, not for us. Well, for us too, if we don't want to get right. But for everybody else, all the other nations, it's real nasty. It's more nasty than a lot of these dudes can even speak because y'all think that they're going crazy. Yeah.
And of value in the defense of the canonicity of the genuine writings of the New Testament.
We're switching back from Big Judah to Rap the News.
Presuppose the existence of the canonical, as is apparent, and not only from their quotations from the continue to read on the next page, but again, it's just a whole bunch of opinions about why they don't include these books.
Yeah, it's real.
This is the next page, okay? Evangelists, but also from the silence and the reference to many events in the life of Jesus. So like I said, they get to dictate, well, it doesn't talk about this, so therefore these books are horrible. Alright?
Probably my last one.
It says the most important of the apocryphal gospels is
I want to say that's really what it is though, man.
Of James.
Big Judah's really on it.
Now let's read that part.
Rap the News is really on it.
Really good. I love that one.
Judah be touching some heavy stuff. What's crazy is like Judah Netaria, he was this dude who was just Torah only. He was here for a moment and they wiped him out on YouTube and I was like, wow. I didn't even like the dude. I thought he was a funny style dude, but I didn't think he should have been wiped out like that. Even though I thought it was funny, I was still like, man, that's messed up. But he's over in Japan somewhere. He done left us. So it ain't too bad. That's just the Most High working on his ass because he loved it. Most High will take away what you love. You being wicked. I know. I said I know. That's really all that really matters is just staying in focus with these scripts, keeping these right, and until that number is called. Ain't nobody finna say I said no hater shit about nobody. I got into any bullshit, it was in the spur of the moment, Lord. You know, because it's that real, man. There's a lot of shit happening that they ain't talking about. I'm seeing stories about Ebola, patients being dumped in Texas, about the measles outbreak and all this shit. And I told people, I said, watch, Trump's gonna get in office again. There ain't no doubt. Just like I knew he was gonna get elected, he gonna get back in office again. And when he gets back in office again, boy, oh boy, I might not be around to see it because I know I'm on borrowed time. But boy, man, you understood what he's gonna let these Zionists do, and I'll leave the hell. Whoa, 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 buddy.
But they didn't say you couldn't read it.
Whoa.
They didn't say why they didn't put them in canon. But look at all these different books. Alright. So,
we gotta stand our ground.
Martyrdom of Thomas.
No.
Martyrdom
Oh shit. Aw, man.
That they're bad. It doesn't say that they didn't, why they didn't canonize them. But there's all these other books here that they totally
how? Look at him hiding out on me.
Except first of all, they don't have the
Yeah, they canonize your book. That's what I'm saying. You know what's funny is I went to one church and talked to one guy, and he said something to me that I didn't understand at the time, because we was going back and forth, and I was just kind of went up on him every time, and he was just like, you got a problem with authority, huh? And right away I was like, I just got a problem with, with unrighteous authority. That's my only problem. And that was before I even knew that scripture that said, like, the world mourns when the wicked rules, but when the righteous are in authority, it's something to that effect in one of the scriptures. And it's just crazy how when you really get this stuff down and you talk to people like our forefathers used to, it's crazy because you just get a range of opinions, and then it's good, interesting discussions, man. You see people's lives change right in front of your face because we already been there.
You can't read them.
We already been there.
Now check this out. This next part is the kicker.
I'm losing touch. What is you talking about?
The epistles.
I don't be 100 on all of them besides rap, because Judah still thinks that we... I don't know. I'm not even going to go into it. But, you got to listen. Because I ain't going to tell you not to listen to them. I'm going to tell you... two of my favorites is Big Judah and Rap the News. But Rap the News is elite.
The books grouped in this, I'm going to read again. The books grouped
you got to have thick skin to understand what Rap the News is talking about.
And ought not to be classed as the New Testament apocrypha.
I'm surprised he ain't been shut down.
Be given here.
That nigga Corey, I just see that. What? Corey's watching the feed. Respect, man. I didn't even know that he was on that thing. I seen that too there, but I don't know how you can see that. You should get on the mic, man, and rap with me real quick. Get on the mic with me, Black. I need some help on this game, boy. That boy said Jesus. Hey, I'm telling you, when I went into that church today, they could feel the spirit on me, dog. Like at least 4 or 5 of them looked back and was like, what's he doing here? Hey, and when I walked in there, it looked like they knew because they had cameras all on the whole thing. It's the one right off of it's right by the Southeast 14th by that car wash over there. It's that big yellow church up there. I'm going back, but I was like, okay. Sitting there listening for a minute, trying to see what their salvation looked like. She was adamant. She's like, hey, Jesus. I was like, interesting. I didn't even give it to her either. I wasn't trying to show out. I just wanted to hear what they was talking about. And this dude was talking about some crazy stuff, man. All these people want to use other stuff outside of the scriptures to make these crazy points. I'm really trying to win though, because I've never won this. The closest I've done is came to second, and I get the right weapon. What's going on though, Brother Corey? How you been, man? Me and Brother Corey, boy. Brother Corey touched my soul. Nigga made me get out of character. I want to fight. Fight. You know what? I ain't even got the stamina. If I don't get the first round knockout, I'm done. I remember when the nigga beat me jogging around the lake. I was like, oh, I'm about to go off. Corey, wait for me. I was like, this nigga ain't even been out here like me. I was hurt. Nah, man, I'm trying to win this thing. Really trying to win it. But yeah, man, in terms of these scripts, man, that's really all I do is surround myself with wise brothers nowadays. Because, I mean, we older now, and it's beautiful. I ain't trying to be 30, 35, getting arrested and shit. Yeah, I know what you mean, and especially about these apartments. I done had some dumb shit happen over here. A couple of shootings done happened. Motherfuckers pulling fire alarms. I'm like, oh, I'm getting the fuck out of here. I'm cool. Come on, let me see what it is.
Sit rep. Potential collapse detected.
Man, I always end up landing way out here. I don't never get nothing right away. They ain't be hating on me. Sit rap. I do need to get some homies to play on this thing with, but I'm cool on these solo missions. It'd be real. I almost had a heart attack one night. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, somebody popped up in me. I went into one of these houses. Bro, my whole left side, it started tingling. I'm like, I think these games probably killed somebody before. I'm serious. Somebody probably walked in on their family member, just laid out. PlayStation just going. Hey, it's real. That's probably what's gonna happen to me. That Madden be making my blood pressure rise. I'd be like, help me, Lord. Trying to figure it out.
Yes, it's right here actually. Yeah,
man, this is the only thing I got out of there.
Go to 18.
Losing focus sometimes.
Right here. This is very important. Now check this part out right here.
Losing focus. Where's the house?
Because you know, you read about the 14 books of the Apocrypha.
Hey, but I'm coding this thing though. Seriously, I average about 2 or 3 kills a game.
Way more books, and they're telling you right here. Okay.
I've been getting whacked the last couple games though.
But, you know, they're telling you right here that there's actually way more books. Check this part out right here. Number 18. Among the other
oh, he's on top of the roof.
Or hidden, okay, of the Old Testament may be enumerated. So I'm going to tell you right now.
Oh, what the fuck? There's 2 of them.
Jubilees, or the book of Genesis.
Oh, man, I can't hit him. He's too far away.
The Assumption of Moses. The
I'm gonna try to compete him.
Isaiah.
Circle collapse imminent. Get to safety.
Civil line oracles.
Let's go. Let's go.
Solomon. The Testament of the 12 patriarchs.
Assaulting a SWAT.
The Testament of the 12 is awesome.
Out of here.
All these
I'll come back for y'all. I will come back for y'all.
Not one of all of these, okay, though each is important.
Now, let me see one of y'all.
From various points of view.
Oh.
Has been recognized as canonical. Check that out.
Can I pop this balloon? I bet you I can pop one of these balloons. Yep. This should be so realistic.
Though each is important.
What's going on in here?
Has been recognized as canonical.
I ain't got no armor.
So they're telling you these books are important. Since each of them is important from various points of view, has been recognized as canonical.
Come on.
Okay? With the single exception of the book of Enoch, which is received by.
Speaking of the book of Enoch, I'm about to get on there here real soon. Oh!
Because Esau churches don't accept it, they say that they're no good.
Get in the fucking house!
You know why they can't have that Jubilee?
Ricky!
Jubilees, when they start talking about what was given to each son.
Where's he at?
Which land was given to each son.
Quit playing with
and
me.
how if you're going to take someone else's land, that you are now cursed yourself and your offspring. You can't teach that. I said because that's
punk ass.
Esau wasn't given a land.
Where is he at?
So when he got
bro?
Blessed, and, he was going to give him the fattest of the earth. He was in the
where is he at?
That's what
playing with me. Shit.
Once someone starts to read that, you realize that that's not what they do.
Now what's up? Yeah.
And then they have now opened up their own portals.
Oh shit. Oh, he's riding. He's really riding down on me. Oh!
He took our land. And the Most High, gave the land back to his people.
All right, man. One more and I'm out of here.
And it cursed them.
One more and I'm out of here.
And cursed Canaan. Okay. So like I said, that's why this is very important right here. I love this part because it's good.
But yeah, it's funny because there's like 5 different things that have happened within the last month that have referenced me to start breaking this book of Enoch down.
But they're important. So now
it's the truth. Like, I started reading it a long time ago, but I only got to like an hour in. And that's why when I be talking to people, I can reference a few different things. So I know it's a 5-hour audio book that I can watch, but I'm still in the middle of breaking down this Josephus audio book. I'm on like book number 12. I'm in the middle of all kind of shit with this scripture, man.
We'll break it down.
Cross-referencing what these demons is giving us too.
So they're telling you right here.
Calling us Goyim and Hodeko Haven. Man, that worshiper of the stars, I'm telling you, Brother Corey, you gotta realize, bro, I understand it now. There are people who are born without the spirit, dog. And there's different kinds of them. They call them, even these Jewish people, they call them Hodeko Haven, or worshippers of the stars. They say they're not the seeds of Adam. That Genesis 1:25, right before he made the man, you'll see where he says that he made the beast. So then what you do is you see all them different references of how they try to put themselves in as animals and shit, and they try to use the allegories that God was already using as trees and shit like that. And man, these dudes was cold. They're just, that's why Paul was so confusing, and you know, those Pharisees and scribes was battling, because man, it's really crazy, man. It really is.
I'm gonna be using this book quite a bit. Also, among the other ones,
you know it, Corey. Convert back to us, Corey.
A lot of information.
We need you.
Trying to synthesize Corey. A lot of it in order to bring it to you.
We need you on our team.
Here, so
grab yourself some wings and get on the team. Here's a sword.
Look for it yourself.
I got some baby swords too in the back.
We can go on this journey together with more knowledge and understanding. But like I said, it's just a beautiful thing how the Most High works. I had notes.
It is.
And all of a sudden, this book was.
I'm a rock.
And
I'm a rock with the Last American Vagabond. This one's almost over.
But that's how the Most High works.
So Big Judah had a good video. It's called Edomites Admit How Edomites Admit He Hid More Than the 14 Books of the Apocrypha. You think he's leading you to God. What they do is they interchange. That's why I ask people all the time now. I say, is Jesus Lord? Is Jesus Lord? That will let you know right away where somebody's mind is. That is the first question I ask them. And then I say, well, who's the Son of Man? That's Jesus. Then you hit him with that Psalms 146:3, where it says, do not put your trust in the Son of Man. What they're going to do is say, well, this version says the Son of a Man. Like, bro, come on, man. Let's not be silly. Then let's go back to where that originated from.
Now we're coming to our blessing.
Help me, Lord.
The Most High, many things that we don't have.
Yeah, you know it's coming down because the world's going crazy. Everything revolves around Israel, bro. I'm watching stories of them making bombing raids over in the Golan Heights because they're setting it up so they can take that high ground over there. And Syria got S-400 missiles that they got from Russia, and they ain't even using them yet. I'm like, y'all could be knocking Israeli jets out of the sky right now. What the hell are y'all doing? But they know if they do that, Israel's going to plage an all full front war, but it's going to happen here soon. That's why I'm sitting here watching this. Every day I'm watching Israel airstrike. I'm like, bro, Syria's got S-400s for a reason. You look what those are. And you look at Russia now making S-500s already with Turkey. And the problem is, there's this internet situation going on with Hewitt, this Chinese company. Now, this is what's big. Julian Assange, he dropped the bomb in that WikiLeaks Vault 7, exposing how we can use different like IP addresses and prints to basically like act as foreign actors to do computer hacks and shit like that. And that's why they're on his ass. And now we are spying on our allies and everybody, and we're like, and the allied countries, they got some kind of pride, because they're like, well shit, if you're going to do that to us, we need another whole new internet now, because basically with China's new internet, it's going to make it so they've got, they got systems built in where they can get all that backdoor information, and America's not with that shit, because now that the NSA backdoor shit and that PRISM shit and all that stuff's been exposed, China's getting that information, and they've been working. So, it's a full-fledged thing that's going on, really. It's a full-fledged thing, and they know it. China's playing the long game, and they're smart with it. They are playing the long game, because they know at the end of the day, they can just hold them treasuries, they can stop buying treasuries, and it's game over. They know that. And they know that, hell, the only thing you'll hear Americans say is, well, China won't do that because then their economy will suffer. That is a narrative that's been told to us. China ain't worried about that. Do you know how many people are over there? Man, I'm telling you, China is sitting here playing the long game. I'm listening to the things that they're saying. It's like you would tell a kid that you already know that you own. Like, man, I'm telling you, it's some real serious shit. And China knows, like, you know, you're hearing currency war being disguised, but this shit's gonna get physical. It's gonna get real physical. We had the blessing of watching these first two wars and every other war from a distance. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Not this one. Not so fast, my friends. This one is going to be a little too close for home. I mean, I'm just sounding the alarm because I know it's about to happen. You know, I'm taking whatever precautions I can, but nothing's going to stop this shit. You know, I'd rather people know about it and, you know, stay informed. Shit, I'm still having my best life, getting into this word, laughing at how it's getting ready to go down because people are going to lose their shit. People are going to literally lose their shit. And people who have been preparing for it is going to be like, not even preparing for it in a sense of like supplies, bro. You got to be mentally ready for this shit. You got to be mentally ready to kill somebody. That shit ain't no, you going to be, I'm going to just turn it on. No,
Circle
I don't think
collapse
so.
imminent. Get to safety.
The real ones know it. You're just going to be able to turn it on. You might mess around and freeze up. End up, like that dude. Hey, Corey, if you ever get a chance, there's this movie on Netflix. Watch it with your girl, bro. It's called No Escape. It's got Luke Wilson in it, and they go to like Thailand, and he's like you know, one of them Yankees that are doing what they're doing, like basically polluting the land, exploiting the resources. And then there's a situation that happens where him and his family's there. They got a new job, basically running a scheme that's basically sucking the resources off the people, and the people start flipping out, and they get caught up. It gets real. I gotta watch my language on here. I think I don't want to get no strikes. I don't want to strike out. I had to make 2 Facebook pages because I'm too radical. Somebody said you gotta chill out. I was like, all right, man, I hear you. Amen. So I said I'm gonna do it. So I got one that's more kid friendly for the kids. You know, I love the kids. I got one that you know, everybody just got one. I can hear something. Turning on dead silence. Dead silence has saved my ass so many times, and it's really, they can't hear you. That is a perk that really is an absolute asset. I done ran up on people real smooth. I'm inside the circle too, so I can really just, I shouldn't have used it that early, but I can really just sit back, watch. I'm gonna make my way all the way up there. If I don't die, I'm gonna go all the way up there, and I'm still gonna be in the circle. I can hear somebody. I can hear somebody. Let me turn it up. I swear I heard somebody. Yeah. The fuck is he coming from? What the fuck? I can hear him. I can't see him. I need a sentry dart. Oh! He done peeled off. I might be able to hit him. Man! Scary. Alright, let's go. I got scary. That's what happened. I had to get up out of there. Oh, there he goes. I'm gonna go get his ass. There he is. He ain't even gonna see me coming. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Let's do it. What up, fool? What's up now? punk. Trick. Where you at? Punk ass. Oh my goodness. I'm done.